Ellie, she must have gone to the restroom, but I'm gonna call us to order at 6:03 p.m.
Quorum is present.
and do the roll call. Mike Janik is here. Diane Santa here. Rob Coulter.
Present.
Nancy Driggs.
Present.
Nancy Mello.
Here.
Gerald Locken.
Present.
I'm not used to calling you Jerome. It was almost.
Nobody calls me Jerome.
It almost came out of my mouth. It sounded weird there.
Yeah, call me Gary.
All right, Ellie Byrne.
Sorry, I had to visit the librarian first.
Okay.
Now that excuse
Because
again.
I'm on two committees, hold on. I gotta,
We're gonna count you as president.
here you go, here you go.
You know, Elizabeth's getting married on the 23rd.
So you can tell the parade is for her.
My youngest.
Oh,
All right. Okay, so Dennis and Donna will log in when and if they arrive. The general review and discussion of existing charter with emphasis on Article 10. We do expect Patrick,
yep.
so at this point we can start on this, but I'm going to propose that when he arrives, we'll table it until we can get through him, if we can get through him. And I'm still targeting 8 o'clock as the witching hour for all of us. Article 10 being boards and commissions. We have Donna in the parking lot.
What?
Donna's in the parking lot. So Article 10, boards and commissions, planning board, duties and responsibilities. The planning board shall have the duties and responsibilities provided for in state law and such additional duties and responsibilities as may be prescribed by the town council not in conflict with the state law. The planning board shall act in an advisory capacity to the town council in all matters concerning the comprehensive community plan, land use, zoning and subdivision regulations, physical growth and development of the town. Certainly, hi Donna. We certainly have had some interesting activity with the planning board and the zoning board in the last year.
Yes.
With everything that's been
Oh,
going on,
God, yes.
at least.
Others will get in, maybe it'll get in.
Anybody have any comments or concerns about those duties and responsibilities? Hearing none. Section 101.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike, I'm a little behind. Under duties and responsibilities, I had a note regarding the town planner, like their interaction with the town planner. And I believe this has come up in the past, the question of does the town planner report directly to the town administrator? What's the relationship with the planning board? I don't know if anyone else has ever heard those questions or concerns.
I have, yeah.
What section are you referring to, Diane?
On page
Just-
18,
Yeah,
we're on.
just on duties and
boards
Duties and
commissions,
responsibilities, so-
Planning board, duties and responsibilities.
yeah.
It's not explicit whether or not the planning board, does the planner report to the planning board, which would make a certain amount of sense? Or does the planner report to the town council, which would also make a certain amount of sense because the planning board derives all of its, well, the fact that it is so vague and then says it's up to the town council to specify the duties of the planning board.
I just was surprised there was just no reference at all
Yeah.
Because you would think that those,
Reference to.
This is only
the
the
town
planning
planner and the
board.
planning board would work in conjunction, or?
Right.
But this is only the board, not the planner.
Correct.
that's talking
Yeah.
about.
So,
Right.
but should there be a discussion of
Section
that?
the planner.
Yeah, I believe in some of the other descriptions, they talk about other parties that they interact with, and so that was just a question on my part. If you think it's not
State law
necessary,
come
then.
into effect there, though.
Do we see the town planner? I'm not seeing it in the subsections here. Is that, am I missing it? Is it addressed at all?
I don't,
Yeah.
no. Sure. It would probably be under the town council.
I think it's in
Yeah, but it's-
Yeah, I mean, you've got so many of the other positions in here.
broken out into their duties and responsibilities and reporting structure. It's weird. I agree.
Seems weird they don't have
I
something.
mean, we've got the harbor master, we've got
Yeah.
tons of other positions.
So many ones.
You know, I'm concerned about there could be state law in that. I know we've had conflicts constantly about who can direct that planner to do what. So, but did you send notice out to the boards and commissions already? You did that, right?
Through Patrick, yes. And we have
Oh,
gotten
you know,
exactly
Patrick.
0.
Well, when he comes, I'd like to know
Patrick.
if that actually went out, because I'm sure the planning board is going to have some say on that, or some input on that. Because I know in the past, there's been some conflict with the town
I
administrator
remember that.
stepping in and directing them, and
I
something
think
tells
part
me
of the
there's state
issue
law.
was that we didn't have a town planner, correct me if I'm wrong, and then we did, it was just part-time. And so I don't think that we've adapted the
To the
roles or
whole-
responsibilities now that we have a full-time
So
planner.
maybe there needs to be a whole
So
section
we have
of
that part.
planner added to that.
Yeah.
With their structure and responsibilities.
Would it be
reporting.
the
One and a
chairperson,
half of them now?
the chairperson that the planning board picks? Would that be considered the
No,
town planner?
no, planners is a separate position.
It's an
Appointed by the
independent
town.
position.
It's been, but there's nothing on the charter.
I know. And when Patrick,
So that's why I'm saying, I'll use the word, assuming that the person that's the chairperson for the planning board is the town planner.
No.
the administrator, I'm sorry, Nancy, go
The
ahead.
planner, you have to bring all the plans to and everything, then the board reviews and stuff. So there is a specific person, the planner. Now, the town hasn't always had one. We've had interim ones, temporary ones.
We've had halftime. we've
Whatever,
had-
part-time
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
but.
Now, has it ever been the chairperson of?
No.
No, they have a
Cannot be from
specific
the
skill
board.
No,
set.
that's what I'm just making.
Yeah,
Because
in
the
fact,
planner
that
is
was part
an
of the
employee,
controversy
Yeah.
around one of them was that they didn't have some
and the
certification or
board
something.
is appointed
Yeah.
volunteer.
They didn't have what?
So the planner gets the cash.
She
It is a paid position, a he or
was
she.
very good at her
She gets-
job, but she didn't have some sort of planning certification.
Oh, that's right.
And
And
so,
prior to that, we had one that was doing some really great work and had, you know, some great concepts for industry within the town that were like small town, but yet really
Yeah.
optimizing commercial. And that, because it was only half-time, so we've had this cycle of people in and out because our salary isn't what other communities are, and But in the meantime, I have heard that there is like a little confusion over who reports to who and how that works.
And one did it voluntarily for a while too,
Yeah.
Sue.
So would it be helpful for now if we say, consider adding town planner?
Yeah,
I
And
think
then
oh, definitely,
define interaction with planning board?
oh, definitely.
And reporting
Definitely,
structure.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
in
yeah.
contact too, that I am still friendly with, that have served in there, and see what their opinion is of it. And it's only opinion, but at least it'll give us some insight.
Well, I know that when they come before the budget committee, it's the town administrator presenting the planning budget. And I always assumed that it was the reporting structure was up to the administrator for the planner,
Well,
similar to the
he
building
puts-
official and that type of, those
He's
types
in
of
charge of the budget, so he would be in charge of the salary, but that does not mean he's in charge of the position. You have, let me see what other positions. He would still present budget to that he or she
Yeah,
is not necessarily overseas.
well, I think we can,
Mostly the board.
I think the point you made, Diana, is valid. Let's get clarification and see what
Yeah.
the expectation is.
Just a quick comment, I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other, I'll just observe that it's common to have dotted lines, matrix reporting, and it's not always has to be a one-to-one hierarchy, so
Right.
if that's the right answer, that wouldn't necessarily be a problem, but
Because I think the town's been fortunate all the way back to people like Noah Word that served in it, never took salaries, but served as a planner, and all the way up, we've had actually some volunteers in positions of that great importance that should really be.
So given the significance of that position, that, you'd almost say that you should create it as you have in the prior article. Like they say, there shall be a plumbing inspector, there shall be a mechanical inspector, there shall be an electrical inspector. It should probably be there shall be a planner, if that's in fact what people want. And specify that they are appointed by the town administrator, because that's what everybody else is, for, such and such a term, and these are their duties. And I guess the argument to do that is that there is certainly a lot of discussion and controversy around kind of zoning and the planning in the town, I would say, over the last 150 years? No, whatever it's been. Certainly 20 years since I've been here, so.
Also with the fact that we have the zoning officer, your planner, town planner, would be working with them, because the town planner is.
Right.
Say, all right, this is the layout of the town, and the zoner would be going, yeah, well, they can't put a house over there, but they can put something else there.
They do work closely with.
So, yeah, they need to put the, so they need to put the planner in the town, in that position.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not in the charter. It's a good catch, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, Jared, that's the spot where it should go with, you might say the building department, because it is,
Then Suki did it.
Yes.
Oh, that's too bad. All right, well,
It's really a position.
we'll get them for the next one.
You say Patrick's not coming?
yeah, he's testing for flu and Lyme, just found out, so we won't have him here tonight, but he'll try to catch us next time, we're very nice,
Okay.
he just came in a little bit ago.
Okay, well, we won't have Patrick to
Kick around.
That's obviously not the
And
case.
Dennis sent his regrets also.
Dennis, thank
Yep.
you, okay. All right, so we're going to speak to Patrick when we have the opportunity regarding the planner and try to get a better sense of what the structure should be here and whether it should be added to the charter. Is that in agreement?
Yeah.
Good. All right, section 1001B, composition and vacancies. Planning board shall consist of 9 members appointed by the town council from among the electors of the town for a term of 3 years. Said terms will be staggered so that no more than 1/3 will expire in any given year. No member of the planning board shall be an elected official or employee of the town. Any member of the planning board may be removed from office by the council for due cause following a public hearing. The town council shall appoint replacements to fill vacancies on the board. The board shall annually elect a chairperson and such other officers as it may deem appropriate from among its membership. Any comments, concerns?
I think this was one of the boards where they may have, the board number might be too high and they have difficulty filling the seats. I don't know if anybody else. So my husband was on it, and I remember that they always had a hard time filling the seats.
Yeah.
So in our survey to the town boards, that was one of our questions, is how many seats is your board allocated, how many are typically filled, to see if an adjustment would help.
I think the prior charter commission also worked on this membership, because I remember being before them and discussing that to possibly bring it down to 7. Do you remember that, Nancy?
I don't.
Yeah, I think we did.
I think we did discuss it, never probably went anywhere,
Yeah.
but we had discussed
I think
whether
there
that
was,
should be less.
as I recall, there was support for it, but it just didn't make the top 10 or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, you know, because it's difficult, because it's a board that brings forth people like attorneys and stuff like that, and you want to always make sure you've got
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
quorum
they have-
there and stuff.
It looks like they have 2 vacancies now on the website.
Yeah. They've always had some problem holding. It's a very demanding
So we talk
position,
about bringing it
and
down
people
to
that get
7,
on it
8.
do not realize
How much
the
work it
importance
is.
of the position and what the position entails. So it could be somebody like me say, oh yes, I'll get on it, but I really don't know about planning.
Yeah.
I was on one once in another town, and it was like, what did I do this for? Because I don't know
You
anything
know,
about what
it's
I'm
like,
talking about.
you know, you really need expertise in certain fields, and I think that's part of the problem with 9 members.
Hmm.
You know, you're getting some people with the best of intentions, but it doesn't always suit.
Yeah, you really have to have the skill
You
set.
really got to be
It's very
dedicated to that.
in-depth. Yeah.
So bring it down to 7.
Possible discussion, bring it down to 7.
Yeah. Sounds like it. I mean, it's hard to get people to serve on anything.
And we can certainly get feedback from them as well.
Yeah.
Drop it from 9 to 7, yeah.
I think that's the biggest, the
Okay.
board with the most members, isn't it? 9 for that? Although the budget committee, how many on the budget committee now?
7.
It's down to 7. But
So
7.
is this
we
something?
we still
we're-
have 9, right? We're standing
Yeah.
proud here at 9.
We're hanging in.
So is this the kind of thing where we need to get the chairman of the planning board here to talk to him? Her? How do you
Well,
know?
Or at least have a communication.
Yeah.
Be
That's what we had
reasonable.
hoped to do through the survey, that way they could discuss it with their board members, but
I can reach out to the chair and ask them if they'd be interested in coming to one of our meetings.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Section 1002, zoning board of review.
Huh.
I'm sorry.
Nothing. I'm just thinking of the last meeting.
The zoning board of review shall have such powers and duties as are prescribed by the laws of the state, town ordinance, and this charter. The zoning board of review shall also serve as the planning board of review and shall have such powers and duties as are prescribed by the laws of the state, town ordinance, and this charter. That's pretty broad.
I mean, we don't really know what the town at least I don't, the ordinances give, what authority the ordinances and state law give to these boards, but I suppose that doesn't, it's getting way into the weeds and we're not gonna be able to change those things anyway, right? Yeah,
Not the ordinances. And they're doing an ordinance review.
Commenting on, like, when they say, this is what the zoning, this is what their authority is, it's like, all right, they could have told me it, they
Actually,
get to,
With the
okay.
zoning, they're doing the ordinances as well as the zoning. There's currently a group looking at both of those
Yeah.
topics.
And then we have a zoning officer, but there's no reference of their relation to
Yeah.
the zoning board. And then I'm confused by the second sentence, the zoning board of review shall also serve as the planning board of review.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
why do we
means.
need such a thing? I
And
mean, is there
the
something in the
planning board
ordinance
of
that says
review-
that you need to have a planning board review as opposed to the planning board itself?
It sounds like you have a planning board, but then the zoning board can review actions by the planning board, right? No.
What was?
So they say there is a planning board of review, but I don't know what the planning board of review does as opposed to the planning board itself. I don't
Is
really
it
know.
planning board of review?
It says that the
Yes,
zoning
that's
board is also the planning board of review.
The zoning board is, so if somebody appeals
It's
to the
a
planning
dual
board.
monarchy. Yeah,
The zoning board serves as the planning board of review if somebody appeals to planning board decision. But this,
okay.
I think that's where the zoning board comes in. But, it would really probably benefit if we, did we send, you went through, the
Patrick.
town administrator to get to these departments, so maybe he'll let us know if
What the
they
actual function is,
or specific ones that we'd like to come,
Mhm.
like, it really would behoove us to hear from some of these people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And maybe we could ask him if he could, talk to whichever ones.
Would it also be
The most
smart
attractive.
just to have the chairman of the planning board come before us?
Well, I don't think the whole planning board, but the planner.
Chair.
Chairman, just the chairman.
Chairman of the planning.
Is Trish Hilton still?
She resigned.
She
She
resigned.
resigned, that's right.
I don't know if they've replaced her yet. Would be the vice chair, right?
One of these boards just had a review, I'm assuming it was the zoning board, a review of the planning board's approval of either one of the complexes or the seasons.
Yeah,
The planning board meeting
That's their
tonight.
job.
So,
Yeah,
I thought
So
there
again,
was
we
a
don't-
planning board meeting tonight.
there is,
Yeah.
and it's for the development and.
hey, I know, and I don't know if anybody else does, we don't actually know what their authorities are. It's all defined by state law and ordinance. And it says by the charter, but the charter doesn't really say anything one way or the other what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's a planning board that does whatever they're supposed to do in ordinance and state law. And then there's a zoning board, ditto, but also is therefore but also is specified as a zoning board of review, which to me implies that they can supersede whatever the planning board does. But I don't know what any of them does to begin with. And it's not, and because it's not in the charter, we would either say, well, we're going to add to the charter, or it doesn't make any difference because it's not in the charter and we're the Charter Review Commission. But to the point, it would probably not be a bad idea to have the chairs or some representative from each of these boards
I agree.
come to one of our
Yeah.
meetings and say, oh, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And the ordinance says the planning board gets to do this, and we have to overrule them, or we have to,
We can't drag them here.
no, we can't drag them here, but
It's like,
I'll extend
I
an
think we can,
invitation to
yeah, I
them
think
as
we can sort
well.
of politely say, we're actually going to talk about something, so you can come and talk to us. That sometimes it would enticing the people to tell us what their work is about.
Even if we had to just kind of subcommittee meet at their convenience.
Well, that's what I do. I
Maybe
get to
before
talk.
one of their meetings or
Right.
something.
That's kind of what I was
The
thinking,
last
maybe
chart
instead of
review.
expecting them to come to us, that,
Maybe we could,
or if
before a
a couple of
meeting.
people would be willing to join a meeting and talk to them.
I don't think it's.
Informally and bring it back to
For the
the,
last charter review, you came, everybody was very willing to come and share their ideas with.
but it was handled a little differently though.
How?
I think everybody got a memo with a certain
Everybody.
time or week that they were requested, if possible, to come, and most of them did.
Yeah, yeah.
We could send them a choice of some dates and have them sign up. Or
Yeah, I
or we
think,
could, maybe a phone call to people would be better than email. I don't
Well,
know.
let's see what
Well, it still
Pat
hasn't been
says
put in
he's
the
done
newspaper,
before.
right? Because
What, Donna?
it still hasn't come out in the newspaper, has it?
What?
no.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
People, I don't even know if people know that we're in existence right now.
I mean,
Yes,
Well, there's so
unfortunately.
many hot ticket things going on that, you know.
the one
That's why it might be convenient for a couple of charter members to just sit with, say, the chair, half hour. We're not gonna learn what they're doing,
Right.
but we're gonna get an understanding.
Yeah,
And
I agree. And they may have some ideas of what would make their life easier.
Well, we know our schedule, so maybe Diane, your suggestion is the way to go. We send them some dates and ask them, would you like to select an opportunity to attend and speak before us?
Yeah.
And
I would just say, which date could you, out of these dates, which date would work for you?
yeah. Would you be willing to take
Yeah,
that?
I would be happy to do
Okay.
that, yeah.
Excellent.
I think that's important.
Okay. Section A, composition and vacancies. Zoning Board of Review shall consist of 5 members plus 2 alternates appointed by the town council from among the electors of the town for a term of 5 years. Said term shall be staggered so that no more than one will expire in any given year. Alternates appointed for a term of 1 may sit on the board, but shall only vote if they are filling in for a regular member who is absent and they have attended all hearings on the petition. No member shall be an elected official or employee of the town. Vacancies of regular members shall be filled by the first alternate and a replacement alternate member appointed by the council. The board shall annually elect a chairperson and such other officers as they deem appropriate.
So in this situation, is 5 members too few? So I think about current issues happening with the zoning board and the decisions that they're trying to make.
well, I think that's probably why there's a 5-year term. So, because that has a learning curve like nobody's business. I mean, that is really, the only thing I can say of this is an alternate member
Right.
is now a permanent member.
Yeah.
Always said, and this person was an alternate member for a couple of years before the opportunity to fill in. And you have to attend every meeting,
Right.
or you're not able to sit in and vote. And I do remember that person, I don't know if you're talking about thinking of the same person. I do remember that person saying, that's a long time for an alternate to be on there, sitting through everything, but may never get to vote on an issue. May have very good opinions on it, but never gets to vote on it.
Are they not on
Then now that person happens to be
As
on
an
it.
alternate, are they allowed to speak at a meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
As an alternate, are they allowed to participate in a meeting, just not vote? Or do they just sit there?
No, I don't think they do. They can
They
sit on the
They can
board,
only
but they-
vote if they're voting, if someone's not there, a regular member.
But they do speak at the meetings. Yes, they have, because I've
Okay.
been at the meetings.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know whether they should have, but they did.
Well,
Whenever they vote, they have to
I mean, if
have
the public can
5
speak,
people,
then the
5
alternate can
votes.
They always
speak.
have to have
They
five
always have to have
votes, that's
5
why the
votes.
two
Yeah,
alternates.
gotta have 5
It's
votes.
different than the planning bit, they went a little different.
And anyone who voted has to have been there for every meeting dealing with that issue.
On the matter, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. We just make all
Because you
of
need 5 votes, if you increase that, let's just, if you increased it to say as the planning board has 7, 9, whatever, 25, it would be difficult because you'd have to have then 7 votes. It has to be unanimous decisions, I believe. So
Yeah.
that could, if you increase that, you're increasing the problem as well.
Wait, does it say in here that they have to have
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, unanimous
5
decision.
votes? I don't see that.
Just the
Alternates
vote.
apply for general.
5 votes, but it doesn't have to be
Oh, yeah, just have to have 5 votes.
5 votes, yeah, just have to.
And again, the term of 5 years where we have, look at town council, 2 years, and planning board is 3 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
But see, you have to have attended every meeting. So if there's a petition before the zoning board, you cannot vote if you didn't attend all the meetings.
Meetings
You don't
related
vote
to
in
that.
That's,
Petition, yeah.
So I don't, we,
some of those meetings go on, as we know.
so then why make it 7, put 7 on?
I
Make
would
it-
leave it alone.
Make the
But
suggestion.
it's,
What's that going to accomplish?
maybe when we
But you
get
never
someone.
have no alternates.
Oh,
Eliminate your alternates and make it 7 people. Because otherwise, your alternates have to be at every meeting,
And with the majority.
so that if a vote needs to be taken and they have to have 5 people there, those alternates have to be in, go to every meeting.
Well, who's
so
saying
that
there
they-
has to be 5 votes? If you make it 7.
No, what I'm saying, the way it is now,
Right.
it has to be 5 members, but they need 5 votes. Because the
Yeah.
alternates have to,
Where does it say that?
Yeah, it
Meaning that you
doesn't
have
say
to
it
have
on
5
there.
votes cast in any given matter?
It doesn't say.
It says you have 5 members, then it says an alternate has
Can
to
fill
fill
in.
in.
yeah.
But,
But it can't vote unless
I
it's
mean,
been
no other board does that, which is
Right,
kind of
yeah.
strange. Well, I guess
I mean,
Canvas.
we're
would-
at a loss
Yeah.
if they don't
Robert's
come
rules, it's a
before
quorum
us.
and it's majority.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
quorum would, for
Right.
5 would be 3, quorum for 7 would be 4. It does make sense to not have alternates who then have to sort of sit through everything that they never really do anything,
Yeah,
they may not do
right.
anything well. If you can get 7 people, get 7 people on the board, then they can
Right.
all fight among each other, like we all do.
Well,
Yeah.
2 alternates may want to be on it.
I think we're at a loss without speaking
Yeah.
to someone from the
Yeah,
zoning
yeah,
board.
yeah, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
right.
We're guessworking instead of,
But these are questions that we have to
Yeah.
ask
Jake's
them
on
when
zoning
they
for
come.
10 years. Yeah, he's on zoning for 10 years.
So hold those questions, and when we have them in
So
front of
maybe
us-
go up to 7 with no alternates and. see what they
Right.
say. Then will they have a term of 7 years?
Conservation Commission, Section 103.
Because they have a term of 5 years, but they only get
Why
one
are
every
they
year.
5-year terms?
I don't know,
I know,
it's
that's a
really,
long
Budget committee was
It's-
4.
it's an unusual structure. Let's put it
Jerry,
that way.
they can't even learn it in 5 years. That is a task.
Well, then
That's a
make it
board
7.
that's-
It might be because there's 5 members, so they just
But
have
Dave
one.
Collins is
No,
still
that's what
on.
they, but they're the only people
That
that
doesn't-
serve 5 years.
Yeah.
It's a unique structure compared
And
to
it-
every other board.
And it may be a turnoff to some people, I don't know, it's a 5-year commitment.
No,
All right.
well, that's what happens when you get married too, right?
You could-
I don't know how long it's
Just
gonna last.
begin to know what you're doing on that board.
They're,
Like planning board.
Conservation has 7 members.
Conservation.
It's different.
All right, so Section 1003, Conservation Commission shall consist of 7 members appointed by the town council for 3 years, 3-year terms, staggered so that no more than 3 terms expire in any one
They
year.
have 7 members. What the heck?
That seems a little high,
Who
right?
just,
Can you
it's
even
like,
do that?
pick it, put some numbers in a hat.
years.
Okay, you're on Conservation Commission.
So that 3
7.
don't expire. Can you, Does that work out even mathematically?
No.
7 years.
Understand it.
It's
Seven
like
members
pi,
for
there's an
3
answer,
years.
But it takes a while to get.
But they can only have 3 expire any given year.
Yep, so then what is it, one guy expires all by himself?
No, you have to do like a 2-2-2-1, because you can't do 4.
Yeah, so still, one person expires by
Well,
themselves.
wait till we get to
How
open
many
space. It's
vacancies
9
do they
members.
have? Do they have vacancies?
Let me
That's a
see.
good
So
working.
they have 2 people that are expired currently. There's one
Well,
vacancy.
The people are expired, the terms are expired.
That's what I thought. I mean, dead?
You're taking me too literal.
But they can serve till they're reappointed, till somebody's appointed.
But yes, so they expired in April of this year.
In April of this year,
So
Correct.
the
so they may be putting on for
Conservation
reappointment. We don't
Commission, it
know.
looks like they have 3 openings right now.
3 openings?
It says vacant seats and then it lists 3, but let me actually go to their page where they list members.
Well, here it is here. It's Constance Fleckenstein and Brenda Mottram, expired April 16th, April 15th, sorry.
Was it Fleckenstein? Connie
Yeah.
Fleckenstein was on it?
Yep,
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't even think she went out of her house, I'd never seen her.
Yeah, it says 3 vacancies, so maybe 7 is too much for them.
Once you get to open space next week.
I wonder if we might consider a sort of a baseline, something like this. Every commission should be 5,
Mhm.
unless we
Yeah.
can articulate a reason why it should be more or
I
less.
agree.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's a good idea.
You know, like
Yeah.
the town council's kind of a big deal, that's 7, okay. You know, maybe if something like this group that only gets together every 6 years, if on schedule, maybe that's more. It's a shorter, there's no secession group.
Well, and it's getting harder to find volunteers,
You know.
so.
Yeah.
So that might be a default rule we want to consider.
Yeah,
Remember, you
and
can.
that could be the amendment right there, it's just that all these commissions should be 5 and that they should
Right.
have a term of maybe 4 years, that, and then you can stagger it 3,
I was gonna
2.
say, I think staggered terms are good.
Yeah.
And that's how the school committee works.
and you wouldn't reduce them until their terms expire, and then at that point, they would have the opportunity to be reappointed.
Yeah, or
if they
through
were- if
resignation
there was
or
an opening,
whatever.
right.
And it's important to stress, I mean, there's lots of ways that you can participate without being, you know,
Yeah.
at the table, right? I mean, it's just like being in a company, you can be on an advisory board or just be part of a project. And so I don't think we want to, we're not sending a signal that we're trying to decrease in participation. If
No, but I
anything, it
think
might actually,
there's good reasons for it.
And if anything, it might increase it.
You
because
spend
it's
the whole
not
time
huge
filling
commitment.
empty spots.
Yeah.
Appointing.
Which is why that planning board, to bring a member up to speed on that type of board.
So if we were to do
You
something
constantly
like
getting
adopt
people.
that kind of default language, would you even need the opening sentence for all of this stuff?
Yeah, no, you could just sort of create a section standalone that says all of the following boards and
And
commissions
then you just go
shall be
straight to
composed
duties
of
and
5 members
responsibilities of
elected
each.
or appointed to 4-year terms that are staggered.
Awesome.
I wonder if the only downside would be, would you be able to get a quorum if you have just, 3 people not able to be there? Now you don't have a quorum, whereas if you
Yeah.
have 7 or 9 members.
Well, you're going to need even more for a quorum.
True, yeah, you're right,
I mean, that's
yeah.
not that it is the be-all and the end-all, but that's how the school committee worked, and we usually were able to get a quorum. Rarely did we
Because
ever
we
have to
work
cancel.
fewer. Yeah,
for
that
that.
would make sense.
and arguably the school committee, the school board is like the largest budget, perhaps the most important committee in the town, right? So they're
Chair is
5
certainly the
for
most important person in the town.
So,
It was anyway for a while.
I mean-
no longer.
I don't remember if that's set by state law 5 or if that's just our.
It's in the chart.
We did check all these sizes, I remember.
Yeah.
If anything, I think you can make an argument that the school board could expand the town council stuff, because that's a big deal.
It's, yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea, but that's sort of a whole other discussion.
Yeah.
So should we hold that discussion we'll start with Patrick, when we had the board chairs in front of us, we can also ask their opinion.
Yep.
Okay, so follow on the section 1003A, duties and responsibilities. The Conservation Commission shall report to the town administrator and shall take an active role in all town issues related to conservation. The commission shall act as an advisory body to the council and to all town agencies on conservation matters. These include protection of surface water and groundwater, including the watersheds of Stafford and Nonquit ponds, compliance with the Rhode Island Freshwater Wetlands Act, monitoring of stormwater runoff and other non-point source pollution, compliance with soil erosion and sedimentation control regulations, monitoring of Rhode Island and town wastewater management regulations, monitoring of underground storage tanks, monitoring the environmental impact of the town landfill and solid waste management, compliance with regulations that protect coastal areas, including salt marshes, bogs, and ponds, protection of other environmentally sensitive or unique areas, protection of agricultural resources, protection of air quality, protection of the rural integrity and scenic character of the town, including tree and woodland preservation. Well, that is a mouthful and probably the broadest.
Do we still have town landfill?
No, we can remove that.
So we can remove those two words.
Yes. Well, we still have the landfill, it's just covered in.
And do they do, I do know they do the underground storage things and stuff, yes. And the ponds.
So that's kind of
And I
interesting,
think
monitoring
it's like
the
the town
underground
hall
storage
house.
tanks. Do they go to the gas stations and do that, or do they rely on the state to?
This goes along with DEM, isn't it DEM?
It's a lot of work for a volunteer commission.
Yes.
I
agree.
don't know how, again, it'd be interesting to get someone who's doing it here to sort of say, do you guys really do all this?
Maybe they divvy it up, I remember when Dick
I'll have to ask
House was
this
on it,
question.
there was
It's another commission chair.
didn't we have like Lotus Ice Cream upstairs, a
Does anybody know anybody who's on it?
Yeah, I know,
conservation
Liz
or
Cuttrell was on it.
something.
But this is like
Oh.
DEM stuff.
She is,
Holbrook, however you
Yeah.
remember, she's on it.
Does she
Thomas
look happy?
Ramatowski.
Is there
Does she look
someone
happy?
from the town that might report to them? Who would actually
She seems like a lot of stuff to do.
request the data?
We go walk, whenever it's nice out, we walk a mile.
I question those two
Like
ways.
that,
I could ask her.
Yeah.
that house, the Olney House,
I could
Because
ask
that's
her.
how we're gonna get the
Torn down.
information if they
Liz.
don't come.
Oh.
and they were all up in arms.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
over.
After the
Yeah,
fact.
the,
She's on conservation?
She's on
Lafayette
conservation.
House.
Yeah, yes, that's the one, that's the one.
Yeah, she's constantly telling me to tell Tim, hey,
Lafayette.
talk to Tim about Stafford Ponds.
She's
The
another.
commission was all
Yeah,
over
why
that
aren't they mentioning?
afterward, and
Which one, the
conservation.
conservation? Yeah.
I think,
Doesn't, maybe they weren't.
Well, they're not on the water district, it doesn't do
now,
the water
if
district.
you was done
talking
a
about
watershed
watershed.
and space and
They're talking
land
about watershed.
preservation,
Yeah.
Stafford and Nuncle Pond. Stafford's our
that's,
so
that's
they
open space.
differentiate
Yeah.
between, yeah.
Protection of
Reservoir.
surface
Yeah.
water and groundwater.
So the top one is
You
more
really
water.
need a person from there to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to even know if they are familiar with this paragraph and that whether they're doing all this stuff, because it's, again, it's a lot of regulatory
Ask them,
work,
are the
really,
underground
or oversight
storage
work
tanks.
for a volunteer.
I'll give Liz a chat tomorrow and
What
We've been lucky
This is a lot
here
of stuff
with people.
that DEM does. This is.
Right, so, it says that they take an active role and serves as an advisory body,
Yeah.
Right.
which is good enough, as good as it goes. They get into a lot of the weeds of things that need to be addressed, which, right, generally is
Yeah.
under the governance of DEM. And,
CRMC.
there's tons of law and regulation about this stuff. I don't even know how much the town council is.
Compliance with regulations that protect coastal areas,
Yeah,
including
it's,
salt marshes, bogs and ponds.
if they're
Seriously?
doing it, that's great.
One of
know?
the things she does,
That's CRMC kind of stuff.
well, one of the things she does bring up is the two, things that they're constantly digging, the one that's on Fish Road and the other one. The quarries, yeah, thank you. It's the quarries, she, it's always, the reason she'll ask me to talk to Tim is because they've dug lower, deeper than, there's a certain level that they can only go as far, and they've gone lower than that, which allows them to dig into the groundwater.
Yeah, you can contaminate
Which,
groundwater
yeah,
that way.
and then, you know, just, yeah. and
So it
it's
sounds like they
especially-
need to talk to.
Especially the one that's on,
I agree with you, it'd be interesting to get them in and see what they, how
Yeah,
much they actually.
yeah. They even know that this is actually their responsibility and how they're doing it, and
yeah.
Okay, so that's another one on the
Because
list.
I vaguely remember asking if this and the next one could be combined, and I got some strong answers back that they were not the same. Because from a distance, it looked like, oh, conservation, open space, preservation, it seems like
I said, well,
yeah.
maybe a place to consolidate, and
that's it.
I can't remember, but someone
But there's,
schooled
yeah,
me real quick on that.
and they're getting so much into the wetlands and groundwater
Yeah.
issues, that's
Maybe it's not
very
quite.
highly regulated,
Yeah.
or supposed to be. People
I
cheat.
mean, you even start to wonder if that's like an adjunct to the planning board at some point.
Well, that's a good question, and actually, if you've got a planner, I would guess they would have expertise in that type of an area,
I would think so, especially here.
but I don't know.
They walk up to sit in flesh.
Well, you would think that
Well,
that would be
I
appropriate.
would,
If nothing else, they should be able to.
they would at least have, so if they're a professional planner with certification, you would think that they would have to have some understanding of things like groundwater and wetlands and people digging quarries too deep and
They
things like
have
that.
9 members on that.
Which then again would be, okay, well, do you extricate the relationship between the planner and the conservation commission, which, again, I mean, maybe they're doing this, maybe they aren't, I don't
So I
know.
know that the planning board also gets into all of that research and looking at
Right,
groundwater, and they have blueprints from all
Right.
sorts of engineers and
Right.
everything like that. But I wonder if this commission has access to that level of
well,
information.
and are they doing, so one question is, are they doing this work? If they're not doing this work, what are they doing? And then you would want to have the charter conform to what they're actually doing. I mean, maybe they think conservation is being kind of more, I don't know, what, not green, but you know, sort of, again, as Rob was saying, you know, more like open space type of stuff.
And who's the chairperson? When do they meet?
Tom, I think it's Tom Ramatowski.
Oh, so when they meet, I wonder what they discuss.
Maybe they do all this stuff. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out.
Yeah, so
So
we'll,
there should be minutes or
that's
something.
another one we're gonna invite.
Oh, I can bet you Tom will come here before this.
We're gonna have
Do you know who he is?
to get an extension on our charter
Very
for the
good.
charter.
Good guy.
Yes.
He's
He's an engineer.
We're scheduling several for
Mathematician engineers.
Yeah,
Tom House.
yeah. We might
Yeah.
look for 45 minutes spending on the committee
Okay.
Yes.
for conservation. And
Okay.
I think they're gonna have some
He's a real asset to the
very
town.
well-formed opinions on what to discuss, and how their roles fit into this. Okay, because we've got quite a bit left in this section, I'm going to push forward onto section 1004, Open Space and Land Preservation Commission. They consist of 9 members appointed by the town council for 3-year terms, staggered so that no more than 3 terms expire in any 1 year. Vacancies filled by the town council for the remainder of the unexpired term. The commission shall annually elect a chairperson and such other officers as they deem appropriate. Pretty straightforward. Duties and responsibilities. I don't want to, anybody have any concerns or questions about that? We can talk with them about how many members are appropriate as we
Yeah,
get
open
further.
space.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe make a blanket amount. Yeah,
Yeah. 5, 7, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, duties and responsibilities. The Open Space and Land Preservation Commission shall report to the town administrator. Responsibilities include the management of existing public open space, conservation lands, the identification and protection of significant natural and scenic resources in the town, such as unique plant and animal habitats, ecological or archaeological sites, the identification and development of potential nature sanctuaries, greenways and sites for nature studies, the orderly development and accessibility of open space areas to all neighborhoods, a town-wide inventory of open land and town-owned land, the encouragement of farm preservation as well as liaison with public and private agencies to foster town-wide land use, planning, and open space preservation. The commission shall advise and assist the town council in the acquisition of development rights and land for open space.
Just assist, maybe you don't
So
actually
don't
get it.
they also have borrowing ability, and doesn't part of the stamp tax go to the open space? And
Stamp tax,
It's more of
yeah,
this.
you get-
But they work out financial arrangements, don't they? And then I don't
When
see
we
any of that
acquire
in here.
open space type
Don't
of
they
stuff?
have the ability to do that?
Good
It
question.
might be the land
And
trust.
they bring it to the council?
Is that the Tiverton Land Trust?
So again,
So
I'd like to hear from
Yeah.
one of those.
They have business in charge of that, well, that.
I think it's the land trust that
This
can
is
do
open
that, not
space
the
land
commission.
preservation,
They
not
can go
dry
And
and
this says they shall advise the
Yeah.
town
That, I
council
think, is a
in
state.
the acquisition
Alright.
of development
Yeah,
rights and land.
I believe.
It just says they will advise in the
And
acquisition
grants.
of land.
Right.
But I don't see anything even of
I can't
their
imagine that they would give them
their grant.
the
Well,
ability.
plus the town has to accept.
Right,
it.
but see, that's why I'm saying it's this town council, so.
I'd like to hear from them.
9 seats and they're all full.
Yeah.
Must be the pay.
Because of what happened with that house.
But that's a good.
So another group you'd like to invite?
I think all of them,
Yeah.
all these
They just
commissions,
need to come in and get a sense of,
what they're doing and what they think we should change, if anything.
we were on town council, and that guy from Falmouth went on to come before us and be on the cemetery commission. And everyone said, you don't live in Tiverton, but it turns out he was like an incredible historian. He knew where all the old people's graves were in Tiverton, so he was on it. I can't think of his name.
Everything, then it would be the council. It's just kind of over.
Okay, 1005, Recreation Commission.
Exactly.
Shall consist of 7 members appointed by the town council for 3-year terms, staggered so that no more than 3 terms will expire in any 1 year. No member shall be an elected official or employee of the town. Vacancy shall be filled by the town council for the remainder of the unexpired term. Commission shall annually elect a chairperson and such other officers as they deem appropriate. Fairly standard.
Yeah.
Their duties and responsibilities, they report to the town administrator and shall be responsible for the establishment, maintenance, and operation of public beaches, parks, playgrounds, recreational buildings, and such other duties as the town council may direct. The Public Works Department shall assist in the maintenance of recreational facilities. The commission may be assisted by a recreation coordinator if one has been retained by the town. That's, I think their chair is Stu, right?
Stu,
Yeah.
yeah, and he does so much more than just this.
It does.
He's
I give
amazing.
him a lot of credit.
Recreation.
The effort he puts into it.
They've done good.
I thought I saw him come in. Let's go grab him. He can be one of,
Did you see that?
I think he came in.
Oh,
Stu.
You want me to go look for him?
Was that him?
I don't know.
He was looking in.
I would recognize him.
Then maybe
Maybe
it's
he
David
did,
Paul.
because
I think he went
came
that way.
for something for the
At the parade.
parade.
Yeah, and
To talking about that parade.
the parade
Not the parade,
Um,
the fireworks.
committee is now, I'm not saying we disbanded, we've now become underneath recreation. Instead of being our own separate entity.
Mm.
We're now under
Can you
the-
show me that in the charter?
We voted on it at our last meeting.
Do you have a voting right? Where is it? Some parade committee has a voting right.
Fireworks. I have some serious concerns. They're not being addressed.
To come to
From the
the,
town administrator?
well, you know, we have a meeting tomorrow. I have a parade meeting tomorrow, which is
It's not the parade, it's the fireworks.
that's part of recreation. Recreation is.
I guess they
I
can
tried talking to
do
students.
whatever, because it says, and other duties as the council directs, so I
It's a
guess,
problem.
Yeah, I'll talk to them.
I
Say that again?
guess the recreation under duties and responsibilities says, and such other duties as the town council may direct. So I guess they can do whatever.
Do whatever.
If they're directed by the town council, they can do it.
That's a huge job too, that
It
recreation.
is,
Yeah.
and it's huge. For years been huge,
Yeah,
and now
It's
it's
huge.
yeah.
boomed up, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
years
because-
ago,
Even
they
the
was
concert
And
series.
I'm
and
hearing
all
that piece of property on Main Road,
Conditions,
is
so
it
it's a little
Tiggs?
tiny
Tiggs
town.
property,
Yeah, and
That-
headed towards that.
yeah, that recreation is,
Yeah,
part of
but that was
taking up-
supposed to be a cemetery, so it's.
well, it's supposed to be part of it is, yeah, and,
Where's that?
it's that.
The Hicks Farm goes
Farm.
down from Main
Oh,
Road
Main
all the
Road,
way
down
down.
to the, goes from Main Road down to the water.
We tried to get it first, and we tried
Uh-huh.
for years.
They wanna make part of it
A fairgrounds? Let's do
no,
that.
playground.
Yeah.
They,
It's stuck.
they want, seeing as we have town farm, and, you know, they want to put something up north Tiverton.
Well, he talked to somebody.
Great.
Yeah, I know
And that's
that,
the planning, no, the preservation,
Was that
Recreation.
open space,
yes.
and land trust are working together.
Working together and with.
I knew, I recognized
And
them.
North Tiverton
You'll never believe it.
revitalization, I think, is
What?
in that
Which
conversation.
commission
It's
is meeting?
recreation.
So he's in there in this meeting, and it's like, I wonder if that's the Recreation Commission. So I opened the door, I said, are you guys Recreation Committee? And he goes, no, it's the Litter Commission. So he's there, but he's
Litter?
litter.
That's not in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of them.
yeah.
Invited me in after.
So, well, and they said, well, do you want to come in and talk to us? I said, you'll probably be getting an email from us. So I went.
I just wanted to make a comment, if I could. So, when we talk about the Recreation Commission and how wide and active and broad they are, almost to, point of exhaustion perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
One answer is not necessarily to make that commission even bigger. Another answer might be that perhaps there needs to be staff support actually in town, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that's not something we can necessarily mandate, but it's something to keep in mind that it perhaps could be a recommendation of this body that says we don't necessarily make.
What do you mean by staff support?
Oh,
Well,
I
what
know
if we
what
had
you
like an in-house recreation director or somebody that's on the town, works for the town, or a strong nonprofit if one, instead of just making commissions bigger and bigger, overloading the team, it's like,
I know, just
we
like
don't
even
have it all.
breaking it down so you, like, all right, you have the main person, and then you have someone whose main job is taking care of the beaches.
right, like, we don't have a
Another-
recreation
Yeah, another
director
person
on the
is taking
paper.
care of the playgrounds, to
Right.
make sure the litter's picked up. And,
Right, like we have a harbor master, and we also
Right.
have a harbor, like, so that
Yeah.
may be something over
Right.
the long run, that obviously we
Yeah.
don't have budget authority,
Yeah.
but that could be a recommendation.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily go to the voters, but
Yeah.
just a thought.
Yeah, because it has morphed. Now
Yeah.
they do the concert series in the summer.
Yeah,
It
Right.
has morphed into this massive.
And if you think about it,
Well, you gotta remember
What
this
other-
parade thing was never part of recreation.
Correct.
It was a
separate.
separate,
Yes, that's going way back.
but they took it on, yeah. But
They
it
were-
was
yeah, when
not.
they brought it back. Yeah, when they decided to bring back the Tiverton
Concert
celebration,
series is not.
the
That's in
recreation.
because most other bodies have at least somebody inside of the staff,
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
or maybe at the state level that is supporting, or perhaps there's a really established, strong nonprofit, like
Right.
the Land Trust, for example,
Yeah.
obviously the library has an excellent nonprofit supporting it, so it's just a comment.
Well, it mentions a recreation coordinator if one has been retained by the town. Don't they have a summer program
Yeah.
coordinator?
Like the,
Yeah,
For
and they
lifeguard.
hire little directors, but it's not the same as having,
Like I bet Newport
staff
has a
inside
recreation.
that says
Yeah.
this is and from they hire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do, they hire councils, they hire a director for the beaches that handles the beaches. They hire somebody that handles the, recreation for
Yeah,
the kids.
yeah, the summer
stuff.
program, right.
But it's not the same as having
Is sixth.
an employee that oversees.
Right, yeah, I
these
know
things
Bristol
that come.
has a,
They have Thursday
What a
parks, so they have a
recreation.
big recreation.
yeah,
department.
director, and they're amazing with everything.
But I don't think
they do.
Rob's talking recreation department, I think he's just talking,
Well, even if it's just
Staff
one
to
person, like
assist
we have
at
a
this
harbor
point.
master, we have a planning
Right.
planner, we have, there's probably at least some staff support
Yeah.
out there. I mean,
Sounds like.
shocked as you may be to hear from me to expand.
It sounds like it's
no, I mean, you still,
volunteering, maybe there's something you.
you still need the commission, but you have somebody.
Right,
Yeah.
Like an administrative assistant or somebody
Right.
making all of those phone
Yeah.
calls, sending out all of the correspondence,
Yeah.
doing the flyers and all of the busy work.
With the beach person, the beaches, you want them to be set for the summer. So in the wintertime, your beach person, in charge of the beaches, is checking out the beaches and whatnot, and saying, okay,
We have a
come,
coordinator,
March, we need to fix all the picnic tables, make sure,
Teresa.
you know, things like that. Or when a hurricane comes through, going and that needs to
It could
put the
even,
sand back on the.
if you think outside the box, and I'm just
Yeah.
brainstorming, but you could even imagine someone that, I don't know if our senior center assistant is full-time, but you could have somebody maybe part-time in two different areas that have some overlap potentially. But
We did hire, we did have recreation coordinator, her name was Teresa Burke, for years. She was a paid employee.
That she was this
Part-time,
person,
I
yeah. She
think.
did the summer, she
She
was in charge
organized
of the summer.
beaches, everything.
I know, she was in charge
In the
of
winter.
the summer programs at Fort Barton had a summer playground. Picasset had a summer
They still
playground
do.
area. And the old Ranger.
Well,
had-
this-
And she did
Under-
winter activities.
Under
Sure.
duties and responsibilities, the last sentence says the commission may be assisted by a recreation coordinator
Yeah,
if one has been retained by the town.
yeah, and we have retained them in the past.
Okay.
So
So maybe that's something we
maybe we
should
should
say.
put this back.
Yeah, I think
Look
that's a
at it
point
anyway.
we'll discuss with Stu when we
Yeah.
get him in front of us.
Recreation coordinator.
Gonna move us along to the Cemetery Commission, which shall consist of 5 members appointed by the town council for 3-year terms, staggered so that no more than 2 terms expire in any 1 year. The Picasset Cemetery Superintendent, a contractor, if any, shall be an advisory member of the commission. Vacancies shall be filled by the town council for the remainder of the unexpired term. The Cemetery Commission shall annually elect a chairperson, vice chairperson, secretary, and treasurer. That's 4 out of 5. The treasurer shall present all bills and invoices to the commission for approval and shall inform the commission of any changes in the status of funds and accrued interest. The fee schedule for grave plots shall be set by the town council upon recommendation of the commission and revised periodically. The town treasurer shall maintain control and custody of commission funds, which shall be expended by or under the direction of the commission with the approval of the town council. All right, so anything about that? Duties and
I
responsibilities?
don't think they have vacancies, I think they are almost filled. That's a dedicated commission there. I remember, Turcott, what's her name? Louise, not Louise, Ann Turcott. I mean, they gotta go out there, show the plots available and all. There's a lot of dedication in there for volunteers.
Management.
No vacancies, none expiring soon. Duties and responsibilities, the cemetery commission shall report to the town administrator. Responsibilities include management of the Cassett Hill Cemetery and any other cemetery which is or shall be under the management and or control of the town. The town council shall, upon the recommendation of the town administrator, in consultation with the cemetery commission, retain a contractor, superintendent, to perform the duties associated with the maintenance of the cemeteries and the digging of graves. The cemetery commission shall develop rules and regulations governing the use of the cemetery properties for adoption by the town council. These rules and regulations shall be updated periodically as required.
I have a question.
Yep.
Who takes care of the historical cemeteries?
I had that, as I was reading that
There's a
crossed my mind
historical
too.
cemetery
It's a
commission.
different
That's
commission.
what I was gonna ask, is there,
Which one do I
That's
think
the
we
only-
could
the only reason
I also
I-
asked that last time.
Yeah.
there is section
No.
1012, historical cemetery.
No, the only reason I ask
That's
is-
a cemetery.
Where my,
There's
Tim,
71 in town or something?
on Stafford Road,
A lot of
the house was here,
This was-
and there was a cemetery right next to their house. And you never saw anyone take care of it. My kids go, all right, we get the trash out of there, whatnot, but it was never looked after by the town. Now, so that's why it made me,
And the one next to the fire station,
yeah, that's right, the one next to the fire
it's
station.
just the old Stonebridge Fire
There's
Station.
several on Azusa Road. We have a whole map of where they are, and, you know, I could be way
So-
off,
so-
but it's 71 or something like that.
Yeah.
Historical cemeteries in Tiverton is just wonderful.
So my question, in essence, is it the family responsible for that cemetery?
In some cases, families set up trust. You know, when you buy a cemetery plot, you have perpetual care on it. In some cases, and the treasurer maintains different little accounts that some have set up, like the Durfee Trust, or this, that, and the other, that someone will come by, say, oh, I live next to this and the gate needs fixing. I'm gonna have it fixed for $300. The town council approve it.
Right,
and
so
they do it.
like the one that,
The one up in Fort Garden.
the one, Central Baptist Church. There's the one, who did,
Yeah, there's a whole section of 10, 12.
Isabel.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
Hart,
historical.
yeah, no, I was just, you know,
It's,
Just-
we'll see if it's addressed there, if it's not,
yeah,
then.
no, I
But you can get
because it was
info at the
cemetery-
town hall,
Yeah,
because
I was
it's
just
all
saying,
mapped out.
Cemetery Commission, so that's dealing mainly with,
The town
the-
cemetery.
yeah, the Cassett Cemetery.
Yeah.
Right.
No, the one Amicable, that's totally different, the one that's across the street from Amicable Church.
Well, some of the churches, I think they own part of that.
They own
and
part of
there's
that,
s-
so that was-
ones up there.
That's a big one too.
Yeah,
You should look at that map, it's interesting.
right,
This one up in Fort Garden.
So, section 1007, Personnel Board, shall consist of 5 electors appointed by the town council for 4-year terms. Terms shall be staggered so that no more than 2 terms expire in any year. Vacancies shall be filled by the town council for the remainder of the unexpired term. The commission shall annually elect a chairperson, vice chair, and such other officers as they deem appropriate. I paused as I was reading that because it specifies 5 electors as opposed to 5 members or 7 members, which the other commissions.
Well, everybody's supposed to be an elector, meaning registered voter.
But the other commissions don't
They don't.
specify
I
that.
thought some did.
I think you all, to be on the board of commission, you have to be an
Yeah,
elector.
it says 5 members.
Is that one of our,
But there's something
Well,
that says
it-
one commission
It
has to be
speaks
elected.
to, like, a lot of this language is used for each one of the commissions, and would it make sense to have just a single area that lays out each of the following commissions shall consist of
I think there
5
is.
members or?
There is.
There is something at the beginning.
It says all
that's,
board and commission members must be electeds of the
Right.
town.
Right.
So one,
But not all ones, because the zoning board of review,
yeah,
isn't that the one with the expertise? One has to be an architect, one has to be a,
Oh, I don't.
well, the one
if
thought
it's not
about
that one,
this,
it's another
but
one.
this has come up before is, I mean, I don't know how much complexity you want to add, but in my opinion, if you had vacancies after due posting, and so long as a majority of the board or commission were true electors, it seems to me that it wouldn't be a terrible thing to fill the vacancies from non-electors. If they were minority, not, as long as a majority was controlling the town. So that's just a thought, but otherwise, they're sitting there, because we have had some.
Why would somebody want to come in and be?
Well, what a great question, but every once in a while, yeah, you just
What's
get
a
the,
non-elector?
Somebody who's not,
someone that
not a
maybe
registered
lived
voter.
here but moved to Little Compton and still loves the town or whatever. So otherwise, these things sit there vacant.
There is that section.
On
Nancy's.
page 2,
Yeah.
section
And then we
202,
have
remember
to
we
go
kept
back.
referencing to it?
Yes.
That addresses the vacancy of elected positions.
But these are all appointed.
There's only one board I can think of that allows from
Right.
out of town, but it's specific. Like you have to have an engineer on it, you have to have an architect on it, it's gotta be something through zoning, maybe it's just,
I'm just suggesting that sort of if you wanted to make sure that everybody is an elector, or that you have a provision where you don't have to be an elector, like this language is used for each one of these commissions, there are little tiny inconsistencies every once in a while. And you could have a paragraph that says, following boards and commissions will consist of 5 members, 4-year terms, staggered, and then if there are certain commissions, like recreation or something else, that you want to have more people, then you could carve those out from that and say, well, these commissions and boards will be 7 people, or make the exceptions. And then just specify what the duties of each of the boards is, just as a more organized way, and would apply the ideas uniformly to each of them, rather than sort of have these
That makes
sort of like, some are members, some are electors, what have you, and or again.
well, you definitely should get unified in what.
Here it
Can't
is,
call it all
section
different
1011.
things.
Sorry, Nancy.
Yeah,
Members of boards, committees, or commissions must be electors of the town of Tiverton.
that's okay.
No members of boards or commissions as listed in this charter shall be elected officials or employees of the town, except as provided in section 1213. So they have to be electors.
So in essence, change in it, wherever it says member, change it to elector.
Well, there is a section.
Or just have a single section that governs all of them, and says,
Yes.
And that's, to Jerry's point, that's for
Yeah.
all the boards.
just makes it more consistent.
Yeah, so in essence, I'm
Let's
saying
just
just
do a
use,
office, that's
put it
fine.
all, use the same word in all.
Sort of reorganizing the entire
Yep.
article.
But other than the wording there,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. With one,
What was that section again?
it's
1011,
section
I think.
1007,
1011, 1012.
personnel board. I mean, the word
For the electors.
elector may be
We're-
questionable.
Members of all boards.
We'll control that.
I think you need 5 members on there.
So on the personnel board,
That's weird
Duties
that
and-
it's just stuck in there, huh? Right?
apparently they
What's
realized
stuck in
that somebody, 1011, somebody realized that, hey, there was some confusion or conflict here, and they stuck that in there.
10,
So-
1011 says members of boards, committees must be elected.
Oh, right.
No member of a board or commission as listed in shall be elected official or employee of the town.
Yeah,
So
what
you
they're
gotta-
saying is
you
like,
gotta be
as
a-
town clerk, I could not be a board member.
Yeah, but it's saying elected.
But it's square.
But see,
the way they
on
wrote
this
it.
one, personnel board, it comes out, it says electors.
So we need to clean just how to do the wording,
Because we have 1011. that
but the
covers
substance of it
all.
is fine.
Or if we get to the point where we're only submitting 10 recommendations, this may be one of the ones
Well,
that,
I have problems with their duties and responsibility, but that part.
for the
Yeah.
personnel board,
For the personnel board,
let
yes.
me proceed then, we'll get right into
Yeah,
that.
I don't understand that function.
The Personnel Board shall accept and review applications for all full and part-time job vacancies for town employment and recommend applicants to the town administrator. The Personnel Board may develop a method for advertising vacant municipal positions. To continue, the Personnel Board shall review all applications for full and part-time employment, determine those applicants to be interviewed. For those applicants to be interviewed, be responsible for verifying the accuracy of information on applications and checking references, including former or current employers. General provisions. The hiring of all full and part-time personnel shall be done through the Personnel Board. The applicable department heads shall be invited to attend interviews, assist the board in questioning applications, and make recommendations. Employment shall be based on merit and competitive exams when applicable and shall be free of personal or political considerations. 2, all applications for temporary, seasonal, and acting employees shall be accepted and reviewed by the town administrator. Temporary, seasonal, or employees serving in an acting capacity shall be appointed by the town administrator as long as the appointment shall not exceed 180 calendar days. No such appointment may exceed 180 calendar days, but may be extended for an additional 90-day calendar period with the approval of the town council.
So I have a question under general provisions B. Employment shall be based on merit and competitive, no comma, merit and competitive exams when applicable. Does that mean
We used to give
if you don't
exams
need
even
an
for
exam,
clerical.
you don't have to look at merit?
It takes everything into consideration.
Well, maybe
but-
it shall be based on merit, comma, competitive exams when applicable, comma, and shall be free of personal or political, right? I
Should-
just sort of two
And
separate
take the word
things.
"and" out and put a
Yeah,
comma
comma.
instead, yeah. Because you have exams for police and fire and all.
Right.
And we used to do it for clerical and
But you
everything, we
want
used to have.
Merit
Typing
in general,
exams.
you
We don't do
want
that
somebody
anymore.
who, yeah, okay.
The
So-
problem I have with the personnel board on their duties is they are given a job description. And they follow that, they have to follow that. If the job description under town clerk said that, no, let's not use town clerk.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
elected.
can't think of anything I did. But
Well, no,
Town
that's
let's
an
say
elected position.
it was under
Town planner.
something, under one of the boards. And that job description said that you had to be an engineer, or you had to have a certificate of education to teach, or something. That personnel board has to go by those qualifications for the job because it's under the charter. So when they don't get candidates that qualify for this, and it goes down and it goes down, they start taking less. And it confuses me as to how they can do that. They have to follow this charter. And if the charter said the qualifications of the town clerk is that her name must be Sally, and they take an application that does not have the name Sally, they should not be handling that application. You've got a conflict here. You're asking, and they do their deal. They really are a good board. They do it, but then I could, in fact, say, really, you appointed this person? But this job description in the charter says this.
Where do you find the job description part?
Well, under the department heads or whoever they're hiring.
Oh.
And I think
Oh,
in
it
some
says
cases,
responsibilities?
it's kind of a catch-22 on some of them. You're never going to get that. Like the planner was a real problem hiring. I'm not saying it is, that's false. But I think you're going to run into, I think we have run into that problem. I'm just saying, so when we come to department heads and you start looking at job descriptions, where does that play into what this personnel board is doing? They have to take the job
It has to play,
descriptions.
yeah.
Because it's usually in the advertisement as well. But see, it says they can choose, they can develop the method for advertising.
Well, that's like newspaper, putting
So the
signs up.
media, it's all over, so,
It's not the.
well, when we get to other parts, I'm gonna question how that got.
Okay.
Well, I made a note myself here that this, the personnel board makes no reference to the town administrator vacancy, how to fill it. And as you look back,
Well, that's hired by the town council, isn't it, under town council?
it is, but he's selected, they interview, but but the personnel board put forward the candidates.
What?
Well, we have had search committees for town administrator too. We haven't, I guess we haven't gone through the personnel board and then we haven't. But no, I don't believe the town administrator goes to the personnel board.
But there's no exception to say that they shouldn't be,
I'm not sure.
unless, yeah,
Let
maybe
me-
under their
Let me
description.
look it up in my chart.
So I'm reading online the job description for the town planner, because I wanted to see what does it look like when the town posts for position. And it says the primary function is to aid and assist the planning board. So that goes back to our discussion about why isn't it even referenced?
Yeah,
Provide technical support to the planning board, the zoning board of review, the zoning official, the town administrator, and the town council.
What section is the planning?
I'm reading
She's
from
on the
the
website.
job description of the town planner. I just happened to come across it on the website. So I wanted to see what does the hiring process look like?
There was a problem with that.
Does it
Yeah,
have
they
the
do.
reporting?
It's not an online system. It's like the old mail, your application to PO box.
They had to
$85,000.
remember? And they said the charter is silent on this, and I don't think they ever do it. Yeah, yeah, they did.
Yeah, we did.
Does it have the reporting structure?
Oh, I'm sorry, let me go back.
I bet we could get Joy Gilkinson here. Not Gilkinson, Joy, yeah, Gilkinson. I bet we could get her here.
Prepare.
Oh, reports to the town administrator.
Yeah.
So the town planner reports to the town administrator according to the job description.
Yeah.
God.
Aids and assists the planning board,
Give
and
her
other
presentations.
boards as necessary.
See, but when you go into town administrator, it doesn't really list qualifications. It lists what his duties are and his responsibility to report to the town council.
Right.
So how would a personnel board?
Know what the
Well,
qualifications
Scott,
are.
it does
So,
list qualifications
act-
as far as graduation from an accredited college or university with BA or BS, master's degree in planning, urban
Where
design.
are you reading that?
From the town planner job description.
What
Oh,
page?
you're on the planner, we were
Yeah.
on the town administrator
Is the
still.
administrator still active from the recent?
No.
Remember
But
there was
they
an
did
issue
advertise it.
this
No.
last town administrator? I wish someone would come in and leave us and say, remember? There was a whole issue and I remember the lawyer, Mike Marcello, saying the charter was kind of quiet on this one. Remember they said to that,
I'm sorry.
because they only put forward one name and,
so,
I mean, so are those things that they would like us to fix? Or,
well,
I bet you
Who's
Joy
they,
would
I
come, I
guess.
think she's the chair of
the,
she'd come.
I mean, if you
You just
look at
have
the
to contact
section about the town administrator, it just says he or she gets appointed
right,
by a vote of 4.
right.
There's no exclusion of that position from the purview of the personnel
And
board.
we have hired
Correct.
through there.
So,
But I think the issue was they only put forward one name. And that was, so the council was like, so there's, what
Who
are we
only put
voting?
forward one
Right,
name.
what are we voting for? There's only one person put
But this
forward.
doesn't say how
Do you know
many
what I
they
mean?
have to bring forward.
Correct, and that's what the lawyers said, it's silent in the charter.
So
So
did they?
I don't know, is that the kind of thing that you want to fix
I would
or
think.
change, that you must put forward 2 names?
Is that just a
Is
policy?
There's gonna
is
be
there
a vote.
Is there a clerk at the town hall that assists this personnel board with the applications? Or, for example, and now I'm thinking about recruitment, so,
Right.
you know, what methods of online recruitment are we using? And is somebody posting to Indeed and all of
They have their
this?
own email, their own postal spot. All applications go directly to the personnel board. The only time we have handled anything like that, I think, is on the town administrator, because we haven't always gone to the personnel board. We've had search committees for town administrators in the past, so, and we've had the charter in existence then. How did we do that?
But we haven't used any online recruitment platforms. Like in education, we have School Spring, that's where
Right.
anybody looking for
Well, I
jobs
guess that's up to the
across
personnel
state.
board. It determines how they,
But do we know if they're using any of those?
why don't we bring Joy in and ask?
They had candidates, so the word got out somehow.
Okay.
What's it
Well,
called?
social media
LinkedIn
gets,
or something?
yeah,
LinkedIn.
gets all in them.
But,
But,
so did they use the personnel board for this last hiring of the town administrator?
Yes.
Oh, they did, okay, so that's.
they
sounds like
have
that's
for
what they
the
should do.
last several, but prior to that, we used to just do search
The thing
committees.
was, it doesn't say in here if they have to put forward more than one
name, no.
person. It just,
Well, how did
and
that
that's
policy
where-
start?
and then that's where the question, if I'm remembering
So-
correctly, that there was only one person to vote for, and that was the problem, and,
Well, I mean, then it's a yes or no vote, and they could,
Right.
they could vote it down, and then the personnel board has to go back to the drawing board.
right.
So,
But they were saying it's not,
So that's on the
it's
town
not in the
council.
charter. They're
That's what I
right, it
thought.
doesn't say anything about.
well, then they could
how
say,
many-
I mean, if that, I guess I would have said if I was a town council and I did not like the fact that they only put one person forward, I would say, I'm voting this person down.
Right, and that's what they did.
Come back with
And then
3
it went
names,
back.
or come
Right.
back with
Yeah.
whatever, how many we
Right.
think is appropriate,
Right.
so that we can,
Because they
make
have
some
done
sort of
that,
decision.
Joey. They have re-advertised and gone back
Yeah.
out.
Right,
And I don't remember what
Yeah.
positions, but for certain ones.
right.
But
I don't even want to say it, but theoretically, then also the school superintendent should be going through the personnel board. It doesn't carve that out. He's a full-time, he or she is a full-time position.
Right,
And I'm not going to say anything more about that.
well, because I think the school is separate from,
Yeah, actually, that's probably does.
I mean, it has to follow the charter, but it's,
Yeah, I bet in the part about the school board probably
oh,
does
here,
say.
it says right here. School committee shall be responsible for general care and management, including the selection of the superintendent of
so-
schools.
so there you go.
They don't have to go through personnel board.
Good.
So under town council on page 8,
Unless we change it.
section 9.
Good luck with that.
It is about the only reference to the town administrator hiring besides the qualifications. And it says, adopt by ordinance and amend from time to time in consultation with the town administrator such personal policies, including those that establish the qualifications required for hiring of the town administrator and all department heads not inconsistent with the charter, and provide such rules, regulations, and arrangements for the implementation thereof as it may deem appropriate for the better governance of the town and management of affairs. So nowhere have I seen where the personnel board is to review the town administrator candidates as part of their duties.
better get one of
No,
them
but they're not
in there.
excluded. I mean, that position's not excluded from the personnel board.
Right.
No,
So-
it's just, the town council, I think, has the ability to make that determination. Maybe there's something in their rules, because doesn't the town council have rules for their structure?
You probably have a policy.
You do, but
Yes.
it's not in the form of the
Town
charter.
administrator
Yeah, there's no,
Yeah.
little down in the.
So do you want, is that something that we
The
want to put
town
in?
council governance policy?
That it needs the town administrators need to go through, the hiring needs to go through the personnel board? I mean, it doesn't say anything.
No, but it doesn't exclude it, and it says all
Correct.
full-time positions, so by,
Okay, so then,
to me, that means that
Items.
Right.
all full-time positions, including the town administrator,
Right.
have to go to the personnel board. But then the actual appointment is by vote of the town council, which is, makes sense. And if they don't like the fact that they only have one candidate, they can vote that one candidate down and say, bring back other ones,
He's got the
maybe
governance
including
on
this
his
one.
computer, 'cause he wrote half of it.
So we'll seek to invite that board chair and, as well as all the others. Is there any other specific part of the personnel board? Section 1008, Tiverton Harbor and Coastal Waters Management Commission. THCWMC
9 members.
shall consist of 9 members appointed by the town council for 2-year terms, staggered so that no more than 5 terms expire in any 1 year. Shall include 1 member of the planning board. Preference shall be given to representation by the following special interests: recreational boaters, recreational fishermen, commercial fishermen, riparian property owners, and conservationists. In the event of a vacancy, the town council shall appoint a replacement from the same interest group for the duration of the unexpired term.
That's weird.
That's interesting. So if you have somebody recreational boater who then becomes vacant, you have to replace it with another recreational boater?
That's what it seems to imply,
Huh,
yeah.
interesting.
I don't understand why,
I don't either.
I don't even know why they have special interests as being a qualification for a position.
Just to make sure all interested parties have a
Because
voice in it.
everybody, a lot of
Well-
people have very different,
But there's no such qualification for a school committee. You don't have to be a parent, you don't have to be,
But that's elected.
no, that's true, okay,
Yeah.
but,
But I think this has been working out.
What's interesting is only 2-year
They have a
terms.
big problem.
yeah, that's also a lot.
And they're all full.
That's,
How many are there? 9?
that's what's this
do you
But-
remember when Jeff was on budget?
So, what, and I guess
Do you remember
even
that?
more to the point of
That's all.
defining these special interests. So, what qualifies someone as a recreational boater? I've taken a ferry.
You got a
I
kayak?
declare myself a recreational boater.
you have a boat on a mooring.
It's
So
scary.
put
I
your
got a
application-
rowboat.
I know, I mean, that's, well, actually, more to the point, I own a kayak and hasn't been used in many, many years.
So do I,
So,
and
so,
a canoe.
so, and I guess it just sort of, it just,
You're qualified.
Yeah. Well, your uses of, as a recreational boater, whether you're on a ferry or a kayak or sailing, are gonna be different than somebody
right.
else's.
No, yeah, I guess
This
I'm,
commission is being called out like no other one.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is odd.
I mean, we're not making
Naturally, we would expect every commission to attract.
people that are,
Qualified.
you know, have a dog in the fight. But I don't, and you could argue if I apply to be on the commission and I have a kayak and my neighbor applies to the commission, I say that, he's never voted ever. So I should be the preferred candidate. That doesn't sort of,
That argument's in line with the writing
It
here. You
says
should be the
preference
candidate.
shall
You wanna be
given.
like
It doesn't
that.
say, it's only preference given.
I would never be
And I
like
think
that.
they're
I've just
trying
seen
to
people in
just get
this
as
town be
much-
that bad.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I would remove any particular mention of a preference, because it just doesn't, it gives people standing to disqualify someone else. That's my problem with it.
I don't know.
What's a riparian?
It might be
Means it
more
has a
helpful
dock.
to say,
Ah,
to
person that
You have a
give
dog.
preference to
See, that's
having a
not right. I
well-rounded
don't
board
know if that's
representing
what
the
it is.
views
Look
of
it
multiple
up.
stakeholders, especially in this type of an issue.
Yeah,
Right? So I can see how they have all of those different groups there, because they may have different opposing views.
So
and
recreational
they want
boaters,
a
recreational
balanced
fishermen, commercial
Commission.
fishermen, riparian property owners, and
I agree.
conservationists.
That was my thought too. They're trying to make sure that it's not too heavily influenced by, say, commercial fishermen.
Look it up.
Like
If you had 5 of them on the
oyster
board.
That
growers,
would not be cool.
with your, their
Because
traps
that
right
means-
off your.
Well, they
property.
would
Might
be,
interfere with your canoe getting out to the water.
Someone
Commercial-
who has an interest.
but commercial fishermen are called out as being one of the preferred. But it
Right.
doesn't even say they should have proportional representation either. I mean, there's 9 people.
Yeah.
Maybe it
situation.
should be balanced
That's not right.
representation, maybe that would be better wording.
That's class, that's.
I think
I don't
Terry's point, if I may, is that why is this commission and no other commission,
Right.
let alone elected bodies, call for any particular preferences or qualifications? And I think that's a
The
really
other
good
thing
question.
is, one of them is people who live on the water.
Right.
So now
You
you're
have the
really
right on your
dividing
on
people.
Right.
That's
certain
not
area.
right.
All Riverside Drive.
They even-
So-
They even label it
And
as special.
and in fact, it's in law that the waterway doesn't belong to the property owner.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
Wherever
you
the
know,
high
they
tide.
Over the
may
high
say, we're
tide.
gonna,
High tide.
High tide?
High tide.
it varies
Yes.
by
It's like
state.
high-
I'll defer to the lawyers.
Yeah, there's like
Maybe
6
some
different
last
kinds.
Isn't it
Well,
a
it
historical
passed
high?
it passed
high
last
water
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
High tide
It
was
was,
Like that could be
from
to your
Portsmouth
back
to
door.
Seville.
That's, well, there was, there was
The low, it's probably the low, no, it's probably the high tide water.
It's the high tide mark.
Yeah,
The
but
highest,
they
like at the
increased
full
it at
moon high
five.
tide, that sets the mark.
Yeah, but
So
I think-
anything
but
below
it's
that is
also-
It's
open.
also
Oh,
to
yeah.
have a mooring
Terry
in front of
Quarterman
your
had a
property.
bill last year
Yeah.
that
Well,
increased
there was
it
that
at
guy
one.
that like, was it in Portsmouth or Newport, who like kicked somebody off and because they were supposed to have a right
yeah,
of way.
that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of, yeah.
It was really awful, like the person's behavior was really awful. Anyway, I just,
It's in our constitution.
Well, we'll ask that question there, that's a
We have the right
a
to.
valid,
Is it just
Question.
the wording, do they mean balanced
You just
representation?
have to be able to
Right.
get to the water.
Correct.
Correct.
duties and responsibilities. They should, manage the waters of the town of Tiverton while establishing regulations that balance the diverse use of the waters and waterfront and minimize user conflict. Maintain and improve access to the waters of the town while remaining consistent with the goals and regulations of the Rhode Island Coastal Resources Management Program, the Rhode Island DEM, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Kind of straightforward unless anybody has any concerns. Board of Appeals. The commission shall sit as the Board of Appeals to hear the appeal of any person aggrieved by any decision, act, or failure to act of the harbor master or any member of the staff of the harbor master department, except those violations requiring immediate adjudication at the state level, such as but not limited to speeding. Application to have the commission hold a hearing regarding an appeal must be made within 30 days of the matter which precipitated the appeal. An appeal to the town council regarding a decision by the commission must be made within 20 days of the commission decision. Pretty specific. Harbor master shall be appointed annually by the town council. When a new harbor master is to be appointed, the selection process shall comply with the provisions of this charter concerning the hiring of municipal employees. The harbor master shall enforce the Tiverton Harbor and Coastal Waters Management Plan articles, regulations, and decisions of the commission and any laws, ordinances passed by the town, state, or federal government consistent with the authority contained of the said ordinances and laws. So I guess that has to go before the, is that a full-time position?
Yeah.
I thought he got a stipend that was.
Yeah, I don't think it's full-time. And I wondered why it's appointed annually.
I know, that seems,
Let's see if there's anything on the website.
There's a lot of trouble when you're on the town council. There's always trouble with harbor.
There was
should be
a
a
lot
longer
of
appointment
to do, I
period.
remember.
I'm not even stuck with one for,
Yeah,
Who wants it?
but
you
annually,
didn't want to get
Yeah,
stuck
we
with one for
struggled.
too
We hired a
long.
kid that wasn't even a.
there was,
no, it seemed like there was always,
there was always a lot of hubbub, as I remember, yeah.
I think so too. I think it's a dollar value and stipend.
Yeah.
If only it was that
$2,500.
cool.
Fleet Week.
and
Oh, this
expenses.
is interesting.
Yeah,
So
there was
this
a lot
says,
of, yeah.
It- It does seem to be something that could really engender a lot of controversy because
What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's the
a
commission.
THC.
the harbor commission and the harbor master, because
But the
Oh,
people
yeah.
are very passionate about boating and they get out there and they
down here.
do things sometimes that are not so good.
1009, Arts Committee.
Are you speaking from experience?
Huh?
As a kid, teenager.
Shall
Yeah.
consist of 5 members, all of whom are Tiverton residents with expertise in the field of arts. All members shall be
There you go.
appointed by the administrator and approved by the town council. All members shall serve a 2-year appointment with the exception of the first appointees who shall serve staggered terms. 3 of the original appointees shall serve 2-year terms and 2 shall serve 1-year terms.
So that part.
Okay, so now you have to be an expert in the field of
Right,
arts.
so tell me who's an expert in art? I'm an expert in art.
Can you even define art?
Hey,
I know, exactly. I know it when I see it.
as a teacher, I taught art for years.
I do art.
Yeah.
I look at
Right.
pictures. I have
So
an
you can
opinion.
eliminate the,
What is an
First
expertise in the
appointments,
field of
because
arts?
obviously
I-
That
that's
is
exactly, I would-
really,
it's in
Take it out.
existence, you don't need it.
Yeah. And they're appointed by the administrator as opposed to then approved by the council. That's
I quilt, so I'm
odd
an artist.
compared to the others.
Yeah, that
Oh
is.
God, I'm not teaching.
I act.
I noticed there are
did.
committee
I'm an artist.
versus commission. What's the difference?
I can get back to my crocheting.
I think commissions are generally
My,
better
my dress is an art.
Yeah.
and maybe not as frequently meeting, I believe, is
I own
the
art.
theoretical difference.
I own art. Does that make me an expert?
So duties and responsibilities. The purpose shall be to promote and encourage programs for the development of public awareness, enjoyment, and interest in various art forms and performances. The committee shall advise the town council as to changes in town ordinances as they affect the arts and the availability of grants in the arts field, both in order to maintain and enhance the special quality of life found in the town of Tiverton.
They do a great job.
There's only 2 people on
Stuff
it.
in- I know,
Only 2?
you know, at the,
That was the best thing they ever
at the
did,
council, at the
decorate the town.
town hall,
Oh, yeah.
they have all
You just
art.
need to get.
That's
That
awesome.
is,
Yeah.
I love
but wait a
that.
minute, that is Madeline Diage's.
The hangers
Is she
suck.
in the Arts Commission?
What's the matter?
How do you really feel,
It's
Nancy?
just a hanger
Hang
suck.
up like
You're being taped, you know.
This is what the
Paintings.
expertise looks like right here.
swing around on the wall and they're always crooked.
Yeah. You're a photographer, right?
A painter.
Painter.
I do photography, but
Okay, if we're all set with that one.
Are we gonna
Section.
leave in
No,
expertise in the
I'm
field of
gonna
arts?
delete
You-
that last line, but that can be in the basic cleanup language.
The 3 of the original appointees? That part, yes, because now they're perpetual, it's gonna be set up
You know, there's no
anyway.
tax on art in Rhode Island? Did you know that, Nancy?
There's no tax in that.
There's no
Well, just so you know,
tax
there are
on-
3 vacancies, so if anybody wants to get on the arts,
Well, just one more thing to add to,
no prohibition about being on the charter commission. Oh, wait.
As
We
to
can't be on
changes in town ordinances, we have
Okay, never
ordinances
mind.
on the arts.
We can be on it in December 4th.
So we have a note on,
What are the town
I
ordinances
didn't
on the
know,
art?
what's the town
Yep.
ordinance on the arts? I don't know. I do have a book of ordinances at home, but I don't know.
what's the question?
Is there a town ordinance on
Says
it?
they
We shall advise us.
advise the council as to changes in town ordinances
As they
as they
affect
affect the
arts.
arts and availability of grants in the arts field. I don't remember any of it, but
Are there
must be something in there.
town
In the
ordinances regarding art?
Well, maybe if there was an ordinance that was gonna prohibit murals, and the Arts Commission felt that that was
Oh.
not appropriate because
You know, I
they-
have an ordinance book, I'll look it up.
I feel like, I can't think of it in Tiverton, but I feel like in other lives, I've seen publicly funded projects that will have a certain number of points or budget set aside for aesthetics and.
Oh, yeah, no, we have to do
Yeah.
that at the state.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know if that really applies in the town, but
Maybe.
Well, maybe
that's
they
about the
won't.
closest I could think of.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe
Yeah.
they won't.
Yeah, for the state lab, we have to have a certain amount of money, and we actually had to even have an advisory committee, and it's rather
Mm.
complicated.
I don't want to
Covered.
rush us, but we're looking at the
But you
time,
wanna
and
rush us?
I'd rather get out before I have to call Catherine. So 1010 and 1010A are repealed. 1011 general qualifications. This is that one we referred to earlier. I did.
I have a note on here to move and to embed in a general overview section of boards and commissions.
Right.
1011.
Yes.
Yes, agreed. It applies to them all.
To do what? Can you
Just
repeat
Make
that?
10, 11 a
So it's just kind
general.
of weird, it's a weird statement
freestanding.
stuck in the middle of all the boards and
Right.
Oh,
commissions.
yeah.
So we had talked about doing one section and
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
all commissions will be
Yep, at the
5,
beginning.
6, 3, or whatever, yeah.
Yep.
Have expertise and/or interest in historical cemeteries.
1012,
There you go,
yes.
your favorite. Come
The
on.
Historical Cemeteries Commission shall consist of 5 members, all of whom have expertise and are
You should be
interested
on
in
that,
historical
Kelly.
cemeteries. Appointed by the town council, serve for 3-year
Yeah.
terms, appointments staggered so that no more than 2 expire in any single year. Vacancies filled by the council for the remainder of the unexpired term. Shall annually elect a chairperson and such other officers as they deem appropriate. Duties and responsibilities shall report to the town administrator.
That's a hard one.
And they work
Their
hard.
responsibilities shall include the maintenance, when necessary, of headstones, grounds, and walls of historical cemeteries located within Tiverton.
That is a lot.
A historical cemetery is defined as a cemetery identified by the Rhode Island Graves Registration Committee survey performed in July 1956. Cemeteries that are managed by the Cemetery Commission are excluded. The commission shall also maintain, when necessary, cemeteries of similar historical interest that were not documented in the survey.
Boy, that's a lot of work.
I have a question.
Yes.
Go back to 10, 11 for 1 second. Sometimes, like town council will have a subcommittee. Is that considered a committee where you have to be an elector? And it's sort of defined that you can have a subcommittee to advise you. But does the subcommittee member have?
It depends if the subcommittee is a subcommittee of the committee, they have to meet the qualifications of the committee itself. If the subcommittee is an advisory body to like the
Town
town
council.
administrator or the town council, then they generally don't.
Okay.
At least that's been
Right.
my
Thanks, David.
kind of, that's how I understood it on the school committee. Like you could create a subcommittee that was an advisor to the superintendent. That's usually what we did. Because if you made it a subcommittee of the school committee, they had to be members of the school committee, plus you have to observe open meetings laws,
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
other stuff.
yeah,
So you're much
okay.
better off having an advisory committee
makes
to
sense.
some
Okay.
person.
Okay. Tree commission.
Does anybody have any?
Oh, look, there's 91 historical cemeteries. I thought there was only 71.
Section 1013, Tree
Get
Commission shall consist of 3 members appointed by the town council, shall serve for 4 years, and the appointments are staggered.
That's
No more than
amazing.
1 term expires in any single year. Vacancies are filled by the town council for the remainder of the unexpired term. In addition, the DPW director and a designated member of the Conservation Commission shall be members ex officio, and the tree warden shall be a non-voting member ex officio. The tree commission shall annually elect a chairperson and other officers as it deems appropriate.
I wonder if that's even in existence anymore. We used to get grants for trees, then
we have a
residents
tree
could
warden?
request them, and Peter Monis is the only one I can think of that
Well, let's look on the website.
was,
John Manchester.
he's the,
Do you remember
one
when,
that bought that out
when
is
we
the
were
tree
doing the
warden.
Fort Barton
Oh.
School project
But
and
he's not
an
the
old
tree commissioner.
historic tree got chopped down?
Yeah.
Yes,
And we got in so much trouble.
yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
John Manchester did not like it. He
There are
loves
2
trees.
vacancies of the 3 positions on the tree commission.
yeah. Is the only one in existence, Peter Monis, he did do a real good job at that. But there used to be a lot of grants.
Tom Malinsky.
And I think that's why they
Where did that fall
pulled
under the
that out.
Conservation
Because
Commission?
all the residents wanted the tree in
Why
their
wouldn't
front.
that be part of the conservation
Well,
commission?
the
He-
Audubon.
Yeah, he's also on the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, he's,
We got trees when we moved to Tiverton.
So duties and responsibilities, tree commission shall report to the town administrator. It shall act in an advisory role to the town council and the tree warden.
Do we have a tree warden?
Yes,
Yes, that we have to have.
yes, we have a tree warden.
I wonder if that's Tom Malinsky.
I just was like, who is it?
He used to, it's the one that took over for.
Yeah, for John, it's, for, oh gosh, not Sam.
Is his name John too?
No,
So
no.
do all acts necessary
He took
to
over the
and
town
proper to
budget.
fulfill the town's forestry functions, including the planting, care, and removal of trees on public spaces, with the exception of those under the control of the Tiverton Open Space and Land Preservation Commission. Based on the recommendation of the tree warden, issue implementing
Frankie.
guidelines.
Frankie. Frankie Ramsey.
That's okay. Subject to town council approval. Make recommendations to the town council on such matters as tree programs and activities. And review appeals made by applicants whose applications have been denied by the tree warden or by persons otherwise aggrieved or affected by an application process.
Well, if they're reviewing appeals, it's probably important, so.
You know,
Taking down historic
just
tree.
because it's in here doesn't mean it even has to stay in here. Because really, this is just, the town is supposed to be the guideline for you, not every single, I think parts of this charter tries to over-stipulate what it wants. Other parts are so vague. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
I mean, this section may not even be, we need the tree warden.
And if there's only one member, maybe it could be embedded into the open space land preservation. I don't know.
I would guess what we would have to do, I can call, is ask when the last time a meeting was ever held of the tree commission and where the minutes are. And if it's been 3 years or more, say we don't need it.
What did they do with the trust fund? Just
They
kidding.
don't have a trust fund. And
Well, I'm curious about this tree warden, because if you're appealing, I mean, it almost sounds a little bit like an enforcement officer of some kind, like the harbor master or the zoning officer. So all these other officers have appeal paths. There's some kind of appeal path here, so that is something we have to think about. There needs to be an appeal path if there's an enforcement officer.
Well, maybe we can,
Do the research and report back.
I'm gonna research.
so what appeals are made? I think we can ask Mr. Malinsky. He can,
Okay, yeah, I'll add that.
tell us.
Down to 1014.
Yeah.
Probably an economic development commission.
The EDC shall consist of 5 members, appointed by the town council, serve for 4 years, appointment staggered so that no more than 2 terms expire in any single year. Vacancies filled by the town council for the remainder of the term. EDC shall annually elect a chairperson and other officers as it deems appropriate.
That's when they change this.
Duties and responsibilities, EDC shall report to the town administrator. It shall act as a liaison with the Rhode Island EDC in order to effect state plans on the local level. Assist town businesses, particularly those that are marine or agriculture, related to tax relief and low-cost loans or grants for business startup, expansions, or expenses related to renovations. Assist businesses to access the benefits associated with the enterprise zone. Assist in the search for and attraction of businesses, which would be consistent with the town's comprehensive plan.
So are they in effect? Do they exist?
They do
Yeah,
exist.
they have
I think they
4.
get money.
They just have one vacancy.
To get money, like they get grants, attract
I
money,
don't know.
or
I
they
think-
get
aren't
paid
they-
money?
Don't they get money from the town council?
I think they get a small.
They get some kind of something.
I want to say there was some money in the budget for that.
But we should check how many times they have meetings and what they do in minutes.
Yeah.
I'll check that one out.
Well, it says no past meetings, no
There should be
no
competitive sports
upcoming
between
meetings.
No
EDC
past
and
meetings?
Conservation Commission.
Since when? Since when?
It's just that it's the
Definitely.
old
To
meetings.
capture the flag or something.
0, 0.
They've never had
Oh.
meetings.
So they must have meet at some point.
Under duties and responsibilities, what's the enterprise zone? Like, it felt that that should have been defined.
Got
Good
me.
question.
got me.
I was afraid to ask. I think it might be what they call the industrial park, or
I bet,
is that?
yeah. But,
So,
I mean, yeah, if it exists in, it should be defined if it's gonna stay in the charter, like,
I agree.
where is the enterprise zone? It may be, I don't know, yeah, who
Hopefully it's in
knows?
Tiverton.
It's what?
Hopefully it's in Tiverton,
Yeah, right.
or not, depending on your perspective.
But I wonder if we would be considering North Tiverton as the enterprise, because most of the, if you think about it, most of the businesses in town
Yeah.
are in North.
But maybe maybe they're just not even defining it, they're just sort of thinking of it as the business part of town, which
This
is,
part of the-
I don't know.
why you could-
I'll do some research on this.
Four corners it is.
yeah, yeah, right.
If they've never had any minutes.
All right,
Does somebody lock up after us?
1 minute to 8.
Okay, so on the agenda, discussion, acknowledgement and potential discussion of received and potential new proposed charter changes, which we have been lacking.
We're about to get some.
Yes.
Over here.
4, general administrative items and updates. As far as that goes, our next meeting is 2 weeks at the senior center.
Yep.
2 weeks from today, 6 PM. And hopefully Patrick will be there. Diane, you're going to be contacting these commission chairs and board chairs and
I will contact.
inviting them to come
Pat.
visit.
So the next meeting is 5:20, correct?
It's, 20th.
tentative.
May 20th.
Oh, Pat.
Yeah.
May 20th.
Get ready to approve a lot of minutes next time. Are you really excited about this? I'm excited about it.
wait a minute, don't have minutes all night.
All right, unless there's anything more, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Okay. Nancy, do I have a second?
Second.
Jerry, all in favor?
91.
Thank you all.
Cemeteries, yeah, that's.
Well, it was 30.